I don't understand why this is happening to me.
Baby, welcome to the party. Colorful weave in your makeup is beating. That's how you act just like a party. Baby, welcome.
What's up, guys? Your girl UniquelyFab, and it is story time. And I'm so excited to share to you guys about the moment where I was bullied at my job. Actually, jobs, plural. Yes, jobs. It happened, yeah. I know some of you probably don't believe it, but it has happened, and I just want to tell my story. Make sure you guys stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you guys like. Make sure you comment below. And please don't forget that notification bell. Let's get started. So many of you know that I moved to New York City. Yes, that was like in 2015 I moved, and at first it was a little difficult. But then everything was coming together. I will talk about that another time because that's another story time of me moving to New York. I moved in 2015, and in 2016 around like March or April I ended up getting a job with H&M. I've always wanted to try H&M if I was gonna do retail. I thought about Forever as well, but I wanted H&M because I saw all the perks that came with it, and I loved every bit of it. And I ended up getting hired at the H&M at the World Trade Center in New York City. It was nice at first. It was very, I don't even want to say elegant, because we already know what luxury brands look like. H&M isn't like that cheap. H&M is like a top tier type of retail brand that still cool, you know. It's still respect there, you know. And yes, I do know about the extra things that came with H&M and how they've been in the news. I get that, but I'm just speaking from a fashion standpoint. That's it, that's all. When I first started there, I enjoyed it, you know. I was excited. I finally got to work in retail. Yes, at first I did not want to work in retail because I always hear like horror stories about it. But I was like, you know, I need a job, and H&M seems like it would fit me, you know, for the time being, while I'm actually out doing real fashion things. If you know, you know. So the first few months was cool at H&M. It was really nice. The people were cool, you know. Not all of them were welcoming. And when I mean not welcoming, I just mean they weren't like walking up and speaking, you know. It was like a, hey, and that's it, you know. You're gonna make your own friends at any job. Some people are just not gonna be welcoming. Some people are gonna be to themselves. Doesn't mean that they're rude. It's just that's how they are. And me, I like to have a good environment. I want good vibes. I want to enjoy my work environment, especially when I have to cater to the people. This is customer service we're talking, so we need a good environment. Even between the workers, we need all of that. And I was enjoying it for a little minute, and it was very nice. But then I started feeling like there was a few girls that were kind of catty. Like, I just feed off energy, and I can feel when someone has an issue with me. Like, I can tell. I may not call it out because sometimes I just second guess it, and sometimes I feel like, am I overreacting? Even though 9 times out of 10 I'm right, but I have that part of me where I'm a little optimistic with people. I give them a chance. I give them the benefit of the doubt. And, you know, sometimes they still disappoint me. But, you know, can't always expect too much from people. But I wouldn't say to expect bad from them, if you get what I'm saying. So these girls pretty much, I just felt like they were side-eyeing me a lot. Maybe laughing a little bit. But I didn't take it too serious because, you know, laughing and doing stuff like that, I don't want to just assume that you're talking about me, because I'm gonna look like the crazy person if I go and, you know, talk to you or tell someone and they're like, is there proof? Did you hear them? So I just kept it moving. I kept it pushing. I didn't say anything. And I had some people that I really love talking to. I made friends with. A few of them I'm actually still cool with, and we have each other's social media. And there was also one of the people was a guy. It is very important why I'm mentioning this guy, because I felt like he was also a part of this. Not picking at me, no, but I felt like some of them probably liked him, and they saw how me and him were cool, and we would always talk. Mind you, he's like a janitor. I forgot the exact name for that, because they don't get called the janitor, but y'all know what I mean. But he was helping clean up the place, and me and him were cool. We would ride the train together if we got off at the same time. I didn't like him like that. He was very cool and nice, but he had a girlfriend, and I kind of saw that he wasn't the person I would want, pretty much, you know? Because you know when you're like friends with a guy and you see what he's doing, even though you know he has a girl? Yeah. So he was too friendly, I would say. He was too friendly. And me, I just kept it like, we just friends. That's about it. That's cool. I really think that those girls liked him, because I know one of them was like, oh, he's cute. I've heard them say this. So I felt like maybe that's why, a part of it. And also I felt like they were mad because I'm always dressed up. I'm always happy. Well, I appear happy, at least. Let's just say that. I'm appearing happy. I'm showing up to work. I'm trying to do my job, helping the customers, dressing up, because fashion is my department. If you know me, you know I'm a fashion designer and stylist. Fashion is what I live for. No, it's not the only thing, but I love fashion. And I just love going to work and dressing up. Like, work was like my stage, you know? When I leave the house, the world is my stage. So I felt like they were probably jealous of that. And even though I still think that's crazy, because people shouldn't be jealous. You literally work at a retail store, you're making money, so why not go and buy clothes? You can dress up too. If you needed help from me, you needed me to style you, let me know, hit me up. Like, it's that simple. I will help you. And I don't know what they told the manager, because there was a few managers, shift managers, but there was probably like 2 of them that I didn't really like anymore, because I felt like whatever those girls are telling them, if they are, maybe the manager is a hater too, the 2 managers, but they started acting funny. They started nitpicking at little things. It would be, hey, can you smile more? I want you to be welcoming to the customers. And I'm just like, I know I have the resting face, but I'm gonna make sure that the customer feels welcome. I'm always helping them. I'm always going up and telling them, hey, you need help? I would even suggest, hey, we have a sale over here. If you do this, you can get a deal. Like, I literally would do this for people. Yes, people drain me sometimes, but I have a lot of moments where I love like helping them. And for him to just come up to me randomly and tell me, you need to smile, or he would say, oh, can you go clean that up? Can you pick those clothes up? Which I know is retail. You're supposed to clean up and put up clothes, and if it falls down, get it up. I get that, but for you to come out of nowhere and bother me, it's like, for what? I could see if you told everybody, but I felt like they were just bothering me more with it. And I'm over here thinking like, I know I'm not doing a bad job, because I have so many customers that come up to me and they're like, wow, you're really cool. Like, thank you so much. You're so sweet. And not to just brag, like, that's just the experience. I at least know how to make a customer leave happy. Like, I will try my best to. Every blue moon, of course, there's not gonna be that happy customer that doesn't like the rules of the store or whatever, but I will try my best to help you. And y'all, I just couldn't believe, because I thought I was tripping. I thought maybe I'm just overthinking everything. Maybe it's not just me, you know, they're talking to. Maybe it's other people. I'm just not seeing it. But it kept happening. Even when I was doing my job, it was a problem. So I just pretty much took that and ran with it and challenged myself pretty much. And I just strive for success. I know it's just retail, but I would literally work even harder just to make sure you don't have anything to say about me, just so you don't have to put notes in and say that, hey, she didn't do this, oh, she's not picking up the clothes. I would just do it. I don't want you to think that, oh, I'm just doing a terrible job, and now that I'm getting to her, she's doing even more terrible job. Because you know how you can get annoyed with somebody and all of a sudden you're just like, forget this job, I'm not gonna work any harder than what I'm already doing. And I've had those moments, but I was like, no, I'm gonna do it. So I started getting better and better, and even still they found something negative, something wrong with what I did, something, young Miami voice, something. And then they would all of a sudden start moving me to the men's section more, and I'm like, I am never in the men's section, but it's okay, you know, I'm okay with it. You know, it's more quiet back there, and you know, there's guys, like I can be helping these men out, you know, getting dressed, because I do want to style more men anyway. They had the suits and everything. This H&M actually had nice clothing, especially for men, and I was okay with that, but I feel like they wanted to push me to the back because that wasn't the busy part of the store. You get it? They moved me back there so, you know, I wouldn't be around the main crowd. And I knew that's what was happening, and I'm just like, it's cool, I'm gonna ride it out. I prayed about it, and you know, I was just telling God, like, I don't understand why this is happening to me. Is there a reason why? And I know I used to stumble across videos, and I believe there was a particular video, I can't remember what it's called and who was in it. I don't know if it was T.D. Jakes or it was Sarah Jakes Robert, not sure, but they said sometimes God makes you uncomfortable because you got comfortable and you're not supposed to be there forever, and you're supposed to be going to go do something greater. And once you get comfortable in that position, it's time to make you uncomfortable. And I was thinking, yeah, this may be just what that is, because there's no way that this is happening to me and I didn't do nothing to these people. It was weird, and I just took that and I said, you right, let me try to work harder, let me do what I'm supposed to be doing. And I was trying, but you know how it goes sometimes when you're trying to do better, and there's always something to try to tear you down or get you down. So this situation, even more after that, started trying to pull me down. And I'm not saying God was trying to pull me down, I was honestly letting it pull me down, because it became even more difficult. It was more nitpicking from the two managers. Now it was more with those girls, the co-workers. And what was worse at the moment was one of the co-workers actually ended up being a manager. I think she was training actually, and they let her, you know, take the position for a week to see how she does. And when I tell you, you should never give the power to people who are evil. Like, what? I feel like that was one of the worst things that could happen to me at that job. Well, there's more actually, so I wouldn't say it's the worst, but it started off even more. And if anybody has worked in retail and you've been at a busy store, we know that the fitting room is like one of the busiest areas ever. And that was one of the toughest positions for me. When I was working in the fitting room, it was kind of difficult because it was so fast, and they wanted you to hurry up, fast pace, keep going, get the people in and out. It was kind of tough. That was a challenge, and I was trying to do the best I can. And we would at least have like a partner or somebody to help, you know, and you had to like literally fix the clothes, of course, and put it on the hanger, put it in the sections. Of course you needed help with that. One person really can't just do that. I mean, if you can, that's great, but how fast can you do it though? And since they knew that was one of my weaknesses, they used that against me, and they would put me in the fitting room a lot. And the one girl who became the manager in training, she would always try to put me in there. And you know what? I challenged myself too. I literally challenged myself again with that. I tried and I tried every day. I would time myself, because I had a few people who actually, you know, they gave me advice with it, with the whole fitting room situation. And they would just say, challenge yourself, time yourself, and keep going. Beat each time that you're doing it. So I started doing that, and I actually started getting really good, like really good. And they were shocked. And I'm like, don't challenge me. Don't challenge me, because I'm gonna challenge myself first of all, and I'm gonna make sure I do good. And they hated that. They hated that. And the girl who was training, she would literally try to make me stay in there for real, like most of my day. And one time on the walkie, I couldn't really hear what she was saying, but I know I heard her say my name, and I heard stay in the fitting room, something like that. One of the girls who I was cool with, she was like, they're trying to keep you in the fitting room. They don't want you to move, like they really trying you. And I'm just like, wow, we gonna keep doing this. Like, what did I do to you? Did I do something to you? Did I sleep with your man? And I know I didn't. Like, what's going on? I don't know. Some people just don't need any type of power. It's just what it is. Like, that's what I truly believe. And this situation was so unnecessary to treat somebody like that who you barely even know and who didn't do anything to you. It never made sense to me. And I don't know. I was really at a place of starting to get depressed about it, because I know I'm a nice person, but I know I'm not perfect. I have my moments, but if I know that I do anything to you, that bothers me. That makes me sit here and try to think, like, what did I do to this person? Did I do something wrong? Did they think that I was being rude? Like, what did I do? Can they come and tell me what I did to them? But I know we're not supposed to sit there and worry too much about things like that, because sometimes people really are just jealous. Like, literally, that's it. Like, you did nothing. Honestly, you did something. You were being you. You were being a queen. You was shining. You was fire. You was doing you. And they hate that because they have so much going on in their life and they're not happy with their life. They hate that. You know, you look like you're living your dream or whatever, and the whole time you probably stayed at home. You just not showing that you're going through anything. And that's the thing about people. You just never know what people going through. They may be smiling in your face, but behind closed doors are probably crying, and you're over here bullying someone and you don't know what they're dealing with. But once again, people don't care. And y'all, there was this one girl, and she was a black girl. Like, why do we do it to our own? And she literally would just say little slick stuff. I can't remember everything because that was like years ago, but I know she would always try to say like, oh, I'm young and I'm more mature than you and this and that. And I'm like, what are you talking about? What does that have to do with me making a joke? Like, how does that have anything to do with maturity? Me making a joke? Mature of you to say. I think she was like 19 or 20. I don't know. Half of them was actually in college. I was out of college, clearly. And that's why I had to like stop myself sometimes, because I'm like, girl, you're done with school. They're actually just starting school, so there's no reason to even think too much on what they're saying. So what are you worried about? Well, not saying that I was worried, but you get what I mean. But she would literally come in the fitting room and just say weird stuff, and just to get a reaction out of me, they would all be like in little huddles, like talking. They would literally laugh with each other and just look at me and side eye me, and I'm just like, what did I do to you? Something is mentally wrong with you to keep bothering me, because you really don't know. Like, I'm a cool person, but it can go tick tick boom. Like, don't play with me. You better ask some people who I went off on. I could be very calm and speak to you and let you by, but if you keep messing with me or keep messing with somebody that I love, I may explode. And that's why I try my best not to show that side of me, because I don't want to attack people, even if I feel like they deserve it, because they keep nitpicking at me or somebody that I love. I can't just go around attacking everybody, you know. I can't attack everybody, but if I have attacked you, you clearly did something, because I don't just go and attack anybody. You did something. Trust me, you did something. But I am sorry. I'm sorry. It's just, don't try me. That's all. Like, don't let this pretty face make you think that it's all peaches and cream, because I'm gonna eventually want to explode on you. Pause. But anyways, that same girl, the black girl, she kept doing that. And then one day I was just like, I had enough. So I like started saying stuff back to her even more, and I was like, what are you talking about? You know, whatever she was saying to me. Honestly, I can't remember the full conversation. I'm sorry, y'all. I wish I did. I tried to write it down and see if I can remember everything, but I don't. Just know that I was going back to back with her. Me and her was saying stuff. She was like, girl, anyways. And I don't know who said it first, but I was like, girl, please stop bothering me. I think that day I could have been on my menstrual. I think I was on my menstrual and I was already moody. So I'm like, oh, you picked the wrong day to bother me. Any other day you could have said something and I probably would have laughed at you and kept it moving, but today I'm not in the mood. I am PMSing, girl. Don't do that. I told her to stop bothering me. I told her, you always do this. Like, you always come in here saying something and I didn't do anything to you. Why are you talking to me? And you're talking to me crazy. She's like, what are you talking about? This and that. And I'm like, I'm just warning you now. Please walk away from me. Please don't bother me. Mind you, I'm in the fitting room. You shouldn't even be in there. She's like, or what? I was like, okay, you keep playing. She was like, what? You gonna meet me outside? And then I think her friend came out of nowhere. She was like, oh, really? Oh, okay. Let's do that. And I'm like, what the heck? First of all, do it look like I fight? I mean, I don't know. Do it, because I'm not a person that goes to go fight people. Like, if anything, I'll argue with you a little bit, but fighting, I don't fight people. But if I have to, I will. Just know that. You never mess with those people. I don't know what it is about people who like to bother the ones who are never in fights and who isn't rowdy. They always bother people like me. But little do you know, there's another side of me. But I'm glad that God has not let me get to that point of exploding and trying to fight somebody. I don't want to fight anybody. And plus, I don't want you to mess with my face, because you probably already a hater. You may want to scratch up my face. I care about that. You might not care about your face, but I care about mine. She was just like, oh, we can meet outside. And I was like, all right, let me hit up my best friend. And it so happened my best friend was in town that week. And I'm like, I've been telling my best friend about this, and she just didn't like the fact that they were bothering me. And it's been going on for like, who knows? I don't even know if it was 2 months. I honestly don't remember how long, but it was too long, and she wasn't feeling it at all. So me telling her that they're saying all this, oh, it's about to be on. I do remember before I actually told my best friend that I actually went to this new manager. I walked away from my post, didn't care if there was a customer there or not. And I told the manager, I said, I'm usually cool, but today I don't trust myself, and I feel like I'm gonna go off on somebody. And you already know that if you're like me, that's like sensitive, it's already gonna be tears about to fall down my eyes. I can feel them falling. I can feel them. And I'm like, I cannot do this. Can I take a break? Because I need to calm down, because this girl is really about to get it, like for real. I'm not joking. And she was just like, oh, what happened? I'm sorry. You can go take a break. And I was like, thank you. I don't want to talk about it. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I was so angry. I actually called my best friend and told her what was happening, and she's just like, oh, I'm coming up there. Honestly, I didn't think she was really gonna come up there, but I know we should trust someone when they say they coming up there. In my mind, I was thinking like, yeah, she's not coming, but I'll still keep her up to date, you know, what's going on. A few hours later, my best friend showed up, and I was actually at the register, and she was like, where are they? And me, I was in such shock. I didn't even think to say, no, it's okay, it's okay. But even if I was said that, she didn't care. She was gonna look for them, and she was like, point me in direction, and I'm just like, the fitting room. She walked over there, but I honestly knew she wasn't gonna fight anybody. But we know that that is a risk still, just going there, because you never know what was gonna happen. But all I know is the conversation was not like wild. She did tell me like she spoke to them, and I can't remember what all she said. I should have probably asked her, but I don't know if she even remember all of that. But she did just tell her like, what's up. And of course the girl gonna act like she's scared all of a sudden. I guess she wasn't expecting it, because she expected me to just be the scary one or whatever and nothing go down. Typical. But my best friend came back to me and was like, I just let her know, yada yada yada, and that's that, and she'll meet me outside later. Well, meet me, not to fight. But of course everybody else knew what was happening. They knew that I've been complaining about them, like the other co-workers, and they was like, oh my god, your best friend came. They're like, dang, she really came. Oh my goodness. They was making a big deal out of it, but I was really like, this is a serious matter. And then the manager's not doing nothing. It was wild, but nothing actually happened. They never fought. I went on by my business. After my best friend left, it was kind of still the same thing, but they chilled out. But the black girl tried to report me. She told the manager that she was scared and that she feared for her life. And I'm like, fear for your life? I'm pretty sure she didn't threaten you, and not to the point of you fearing for your life. So like through that investigation, the girls were still cackling and laughing. I'm like, but you scared for your life and you're still laughing with your friends. But she was staring at me when I would come into work. I smirked at her like, girl, you don't have nothing to say now? Nothing? So I guess her other friends, they tried to take matters into their own hands, and they were, you know, still doing the same thing. But the other girl who was like the manager that became the manager, she would still do the same thing. She would try to make me do more work. And then the other main manager who were already already there, they were nitpick at everything that I did. I was still uncomfortable until a district manager came and she started spending time with our department. She would make them work hard, all of them, including me, of course, but she was really cool. Nobody liked her because she was doing her job and making sure they do their job because they wanted to be lazy. And I so happened to be one of the only people, it was like a few of us, that liked her. And there was a moment where we had to sign up on a list to get interviewed to get a raise or in a different position, and I put my name on the list. I come into work and somebody scratched my name out. How childish are you to scratch out somebody's name? Especially when you're trying to play innocent, you shouldn't do stuff like that. Like, that is so dumb. You couldn't think of anything else to do? That's evidence on the wall that somebody is bothering me. Like, come on now. Let's make it make sense. But I had the interview with that district manager and she was just like, I've been seeing you around the store. You've been doing a great job. I love the way you work. I love how welcoming you are to the customers. And she was like, between me and you, out of all the things that they've said about you, I don't see anything that they're saying. You literally do a great job. You have good spirits. You come into work ready to work. I've had customers come up to me and say that you did a great job. And that gave me so much relief to know that God answered my prayers, because I kept asking, can you like change the situation, please? It's like I'm by myself at this point. Yeah, no, there's a few people that understand and they see these girls doing it, but to hear a manager who never met me before this, to see that these people are really like bullying me for real. Like, well, of course she's not gonna say like, oh, they're bullying you. I was just happy that she saw that and I wasn't getting fired or anything, because I know they tried to get me fired. I know they kept complaining. I know they kept trying to find something to fire me. And she honestly gave me a lot of encouraging words, and she was just like, just stay focused. Don't even worry about that. I'm here. Just keep doing what you're doing. And I took that and I ran with it and I said, thank you. Thank you so much. And I thank God, of course, because I needed that. I needed to hear. I needed somebody to come in from the outside and see what's going on. Sorry y'all, the sun was going down and it just was not looking good anymore on this screen. Ninjas is sunning your whole set like it's around 6 type of feel, or something like that, Nikki said. But overall, from that meeting that I had with the manager, I was just happy, pretty much. I was happy. And I did tell another friend of mine who worked there. She was happy that the manager saw it as well. So we were actually both happy, really. Fast forward, after the manager finally left, and I'm not saying that with excitement, I was kind of upset that she left. And I know the other people, they were so happy that the lady left. Now that I realize it, they got her removed because one of the girls came back out of nowhere after a break, and I don't know if she said the lady hit her or pushed her, or I think it was like a I think that's what happened. And she reported the lady because she didn't like the lady. For you to sit there and try to get her removed, and you did, that's crazy. See how the enemy will find a way, because he see that you winning all of a sudden. He do not like that. Honestly, I felt bad because I'm like, wow, you really got her removed, and they were investigating her like she really did it on purpose. They looked at the camera and everything, and I'm just like, wow, something is truly wrong with y'all, like for real. But that was good news for them, not for me, because after that it was kind of like it was back to the way it was before that. You know, they were back at it. Of course, I was still under that investigation, and they finally actually decided to relocate me, and they relocated me to the Harlem store. I was kind of annoyed because it was different. It wasn't like the World Trade Center. It wasn't as strict as the World Trade Center. It was different. That's all I could say. And yeah, there was a few moments of certain managers who were trying to be strict, but when I got there, it was so messy. The clothes was everywhere, all of that. So it was like even more work at that. And there was 2 managers who actually didn't like me. I don't know why they didn't like me, honestly, y'all. I don't know. It didn't happen the way that the other store situation happened, but I know they didn't like me from how they were like eyeing me. One of the managers, she barely like spoke to me unless she wanted me to do something, and I'm just like, y'all are weird. Like, what is y'all problem? Aren't we supposed to be empowering each other? Like, what happens to that? Let's just say the Harlem store was not as bad as the other one. I really hope that you guys enjoyed the conversation. Some of y'all probably like annoyed because it was happening. Just know that I'm good now and I let it go. And that's why I also want to have story time on my channel, because there's some stories where I feel like I need to put it out there and let other people hear it, because you never know when someone is encouraged by your story. They may be going through the same thing and you don't know. But for anybody that's dealing with bullies at work, I like to turn the other cheek, but at the same time there's things that I didn't get to do that I wanted to do, and that was take it to corporate. So please take it to corporate. Like, I didn't do it because I didn't want to have to go through all that, and I waited too late and somebody already reported me before I got to report them, and I hate that I did not do that. And actually I have another story which I told y'all, part 2, and this time it's going to be Forever 21 when I went back to Florida, but y'all got to stay tuned for that. Make sure y'all comment below that y'all want to see part 2, or I don't know if y'all want it or not. You got to let me know. Put it in the comments, let me know that you want it, and I'm gonna release it for y'all, because that one's juicy too. Actually, that one's real juicy. We got a little thief story up in that one too, how I was framed as a thief. But let me be quiet because I can't tell y'all everything. Thank you guys so much for supporting me. The last video, I got so much love and messages about it, and thank you guys so much. You don't understand how much this means a lot to me. I am grateful for all of you. Thank you so much, and let me know about that part 2 if y'all want it. And also, I did say in the last video that I was gonna let you guys pick a number and then we can go from there with the stories. I will leave a comment below, and I'm gonna just give y'all 1 through, I can't remember how many stories it is so far, but I'm gonna put it down there and I'm gonna let y'all pick, and whichever number has the most, we gonna do that one. But I got y'all. Just don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and don't forget that notification bell. Bye.
Baby, welcome to the party.